Hello everyone, welcome back for another edition of Virtual Yin Yoga. I'm your instructor Mike, happy to have you with me this evening. What we're going to do tonight is Meridian exercises, one of my all-time favorite sequences to do. Again, it's something that's incredibly simple but incredibly effective. It's about maintaining every single joint and its range of motion. Starting with the toes, working all the way up to the neck. And again, something you can do every single day. I would actually recommend pairing this on top of the everyday yoga practices that we commonly do. We have quite a few of those on our YouTube channel. If you're not familiar with it, go ahead and check it out. But if you're ready, you won't really need too many props with this one. We're really just going to be sitting on the floor with this. Although if sitting on the floor is uncomfortable for you, sit in the chair, totally fine, because we can make it work always. But why don't we just jump into it? No need to really close the eyes and get ready unless you feel like you need to. And if you do, just pause the video, and when you feel like you're ready to get into this, then go ahead and join us back. But we're going to start this off with our toes. Now I want you to spread out your toes as far as you can, and you will clench them. And just kind of go back and forth with spreading and clenching the toes. Up to the point of strain, right? But just enough to start to wake up those toes. I can already tell I needed this today. Started going back to the gym. I've been consistently working out and lifting weights for a while, since like March of 2020. So I'm feeling the tension all over my body, so I'm really happy to be doing this one. But work the ankle a little bit, point your toes forward, bring it back towards you. It's back and forth, right? Flexion and extension. This is actually extension going away, flexion coming towards the body. That can be said about any part of the body. If it comes toward, this is flexion of the humerus and the ulna, extension. Going out. Yeah, and when you're ready, it doesn't matter which side you start with, but take your big toe, whichever one you want to start with. Bend it forward, bend it back, forward and back. Rotate and circle a few times one way, circle a few times the other way. Pinch and pull on that nail, and then move on to the next toe. And the same deal, right? Forward and back, forward, back. Rotation, rotation. Move on. We do that with every toe on this foot. So don't advance to the next side after you get done with that pinky toe. But when you are done with your pinky toe, which again, no rush to get there, but at some point you'll start massaging the sole of the foot. Feel free to even get the top of the foot and the heel, the Achilles tendon. Just really rubbing everywhere on that foot. Nice little massage here. Loosen some things up. Work the ankle. Now we already went forward and back, we're going to rotate it. Full range of motion. Right? Nothing crazy, just enough to start to loosen this up a little bit. But when you feel the balance between the two directions, if you've gone both ways, you place that foot down, start massaging the calf and the shin. Again, just a nice little massage here, warming it up, loosening it up. Find those tender spots. Yeah, I can absolutely feel one right now in my calves, so I'm going to work on that a little bit. Those tender spots are really important for us to take mental note of. There's something you need to be paying attention to in your yin practices and possibly even your yang, your strengthening practices. That's why I like to do this kind of sequence, right? This gives you those glimpses of, oh, this is something I really need to work, right? This is how you can identify that. Specialize your practice a little bit. Work that knee. Next, knee doesn't really do much. It does open and it closes. But how you can make this different? Point the toe and point the heel, back and forth between the two. Right. Very good. And when you've got enough out of that, place that down, and you can massage the bigger muscles of this leg. So that means quads, inner thighs, hamstrings, IT bands, glutes, right? Just kind of rubbing everywhere. Sometimes you might want to have like a foam roller if you got it. Those are really useful right about now. I don't really have one with me here. I don't really keep too many props in the library. But if you got them at your house, use them. Right? Props can be really essential. We're going to do a few things with the hip. I want you to hug your knee up to the chest. Nice little squeeze here. Get the outside of that leg going. It's the IT band. Just hold it for a little bit, right? Very good. When you're ready, you're going to place that foot on the knee, gently push down. Feel the inner thigh working here. And then go back and forth. Hug that knee up, push that leg down, back and forth between the two. And the last thing we're going to do with this leg is rotate the hip to its full range of motion. I would actually recommend cradling your leg and then rocking it into this really big circle here. So you go a few times one way and a few the other. Just doing your best balance. When you got your balance, though, you place that leg down. Just take a moment, right? Feel the difference between that one leg and the other, because we've only worked the one. So I'm sure it feels a little different than the other. Worth taking the mental note of, right? And when you're ready, you can do the other side. Get that big toe forward and back a few times. Rotation, rotation. Pitch and pull, move on. The next toe, same deal. Maybe able to get your toes crack like that. If not, no big deal. Cracking is a really good thing for you. If it wasn't, chiropractors wouldn't exist. When you're done with that last toe, and again, no rush to do that, but when you are, you can start massaging the sole of the foot, top of the foot, heel, Achilles tendon, rubbing everywhere on your foot. Just give it a nice little massage here. Work the ankle. We're going to do the range of motion, full range circles here. But you go a few times one way and a few the other. Doing your best to balance on that. When you got the balance, you place that leg down. You massage the calf and the shin. Next, same deal. Once you start doing the massaging portion of it, really try to find those tender spots. Trust me, this is one of the most useful bits of information that you can have before you start doing the more dynamic styles of yoga. That's why I really like to teach this, even though I know some people don't really enjoy doing it too much. But through this experience, you can gain insight on what your body needs. And then from there, you can really work those particular bits. So this kind of information is really handy for you. We're going to work the knee next. Doesn't really do much, right? Extend, point the toe, bring it back in, extend, point the heel. Just back and forth between the two. There you go. Then when you're ready, place that leg down. And then we're gonna massage the bigger muscles. Get the quads, inner thighs, hamstrings, IT bands, glutes, right, everywhere. Yep, find those tension spots, right? I told you, they're there, they're everywhere. Most of the time we don't know that we have those tight spots until we do something like this. Or until it starts hurting, and by then it's too late, it's already hurting. So this is a preventative measure. We're gonna hug the knee up to the chest, nice little squeeze here. Just give it a little love, right? We're gonna rest the foot on the quad, gently push down on the knee. Feel the inner thigh working here. Hold it for a little bit. Usually the first one we always hold a little longer. But we will go back and forth, hugging the knee and pushing it down. And then we're going to rotate the hip, full range, nice circle here. A few times one way, a few the other. Doing your best balance. When you got the balance, place that leg down and just take a moment for yourself. We're ready to move on up. Since we're not really going to do a spine or hip series, maybe you just want to twist in some side-to-side motions here. You can even lean forward, cross over, right? Just loosen up the back a little bit. Just get some energy going there, right? and we're gonna start to work into our hands. I want you to spread out the fingers as far as you can, and you will clench. But you can go back and forth with thumb on the outside of the fist and thumb on the inside, just to wake up the thumbs a little bit. Probably crack here too. Actually, that's what we're gonna be doing next here in a moment. Shake it off. If you can crack your knuckles, here you go. By all means, go for it. I see some really good ones today. That's just my right hand. Let's see about the left. Yeah, that's good. Two sides are different though, aren't they, right? So I can crack my knuckles in a few different ways. I don't know many people who can do this, but if I kind of like push my fingers in, I don't know if you can see that right, I can crack the sides, outsides of my knuckles. I can do the classic bend them back, but I also can pop them out of socket too. Maybe you can, maybe you can. It's all right. Everybody's different. We're going to rotate the wrists, full range of motion, nice circles here, with a few times one way and a few the other, just doing your best to balance. And when you got your balance, yeah, you shake it off. And we're going to stretch the wrist. We can do both at the same time or one at a time. It's up to you. But you're going to have the palms down on the floor for the belly of the forearm here. Try to find that sweet spot. I usually try to position my hands so they're somewhat against my legs, just to give me a little bit more stability here. Like I mentioned, I've been working out more, lifting weights more, so my wrists are incredibly tight right now. I also did a lot of yard work in the last weekend. I did like 3.5 hours of weed whacking the other day, and on top of hedge trimming. And then I also built a fire pit with my wife, lifting heavy stones, gravel, right? It's beautiful, but that kind of work is tough. And when you're ready, real slow, you lift it up, just move it around a little bit. Shake it off. We'll do the back of the wrist next. There's a couple ways to do this one. You're flipping the hands over and the back of the hands are down on the floor. They could be in front of you, or they could be behind you, or some people even like to have them resting on their legs, just wherever you're most comfortable here, but it's the back of the wrist now that we're going to get stretched. Hope you all are ready for some exciting programs coming up soon. In case you're not aware, but there will be goat yoga coming up here in June. There will also be one in July as well that I personally am leading. So if you're looking forward to getting back into the class, there's going to be your opportunities for you for, again, June and July. Check out our website, the calendar. And if there are spots available to register, feel free to join. When you're ready, you're real slow, lift it up, just move it around. Elbows next. They don't do much. They open and they close. They are hinge joints, right? This is all you can do with them. Every now and then people ask me, how do I work my elbow? I'm like, I don't know. Which is the move that we're doing next, the I don't know move, right? Out to the sides. It's the same movement of the joints, different muscle groups make work, which is why it's worth doing. And then hands and shoulder blades, you're going to rotate a few times. A few times one way, a few the other. Do your best balance. You got it, shake it off. The next thing we're going to do is work the neck. Again, if you can crack your neck, go for it. There it is, wow. There, whew. I'm glad I got that on camera. But if you can't, again, don't worry about it. We're going to take the neck to the full range of motion to wrap this up. Some nice circles here. A few times one way, a few the other. When you feel your balance on that, rest your neck at the center. And there you have it. You took every single joint to the full range of motion. And again, that's all it's about. It's about taking joints to full range to maintain or increase their ranges of motion. Really important for us to do, because as we age or if we stop moving, our body contracts and we tighten up and we lose those ranges of motion. So that's why it's really important for us to do this. And again, fingers, toes, just as important as our hips and spine. So that's why I like to teach this sequence. If you're ready though, you can close your eyes. Pay attention to your breath. Breathe low in your belly, low in your diaphragm, turn senses, your awareness within. For the last minute or so, just pay attention to all those changes you've made within this last 15 minutes of our practice. Really observe it. Fingers, toes, neck, back, hips, legs, anything. Observe it all. no formal ending to our practice. You stay in your Shavasana as long as you like, but that's officially all that I have for you. I want to thank you all for watching and sharing your practice with me. It's been my pleasure. Namaste.